Hello and welcome to the MHG podcast. As usual, life could be a little bit dark, life could be a little bit sunny. I can't remember what it is because my brain's going a mile a minute. So we're here to bring you a little bit of light, a little bit of joy. Because as usual, I'm Bradley and I'm joined by the Evanescence. That's a band, I don't even know what that is. That is Stu. How you doing, Stu?
I'm all right. They bring me to life. That band,
Yes.
Evanescence.
Yes.
Yeah, they were great,
yeah.
weren't they?
I like Evanescence, yeah. Amy Lee led them. She's
right.
still going, you know. She's still
aye.
going. But yeah, that's got to be 20 odd years old, ain't it? Take 5 years old, something like that. Last week
easily.
they released it.
Yeah, they were.
We're not old.
They were a Christian band, weren't they? Who jacked it in for fame. Yeah, apparently so.
Sorry?
Yeah.
And they saw the light.
They did. They did indeed.
Excellent. Good for them.
There's that old joke, isn't there? If you want to become a Christian band, you just change the word baby for Jesus, and that's all you need to do in your songs. But
Jesus, Jesus, I just want to know. No, because Britney Spears Hit Me Baby One More Time becomes a very, 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 very weird song.
Yeah,
like she's in an abusive relationship with Jesus, and
I think everybody is, aren't they?
Quite works. Interesting. Okay, that's gonna be a fun game. So, what's the most disturbing Christian song you can make by replacing the word baby with the word Jesus?
I think you've already won it. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. What's the most holy Jesus song you can make?
Oh, that will require some thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alone in a darkened room.
That's going to give me something to do this evening. Excellent. Talking of holy, Diablo. It's a video game show.
It is.
And one I've not been playing this week. But I will leave you to ask a question because we're a bit lopsided this week. So.
Well, you definitely are. But
not anymore.
Well,
sorry,
no, go on.
Not anymore. I've got my leg full time and I can walk in on it without crutches, without sticks, all with my own power of my own brain. But because I've got ADHD, I still can't walk in a straight line. But anyway, Stu, ask the question.
Yeah, the straight line thing's not as important. But what is very important is what have you been playing?
So, I've been plenty of time laying there on my hospital bed to play through some games. But do I start with a bit of a negative one or do I go positive? Let's start with a negative one. Okay, I've been playing, and this is where I've just got to again brain. Nothing to do with the game. This is just all Brad's brain. Spirit of the Samurai, which is meant to be some kind of stop motion 2D samurai game. It's not quite Souls-like, but I think it's trying to be a bit Souls-like. And I've been playing it, and I've been trying to give it a fair chance. Word of warning, it is a quality game. For those that need to worry about that. I didn't realise, otherwise I probably wouldn't have bothered. But I thought I'll give it a fair shake. Because developers, it's not their fault. I played it, and it's a game, and it's not awful, but it's infuriating in many ways. They need to learn when and where to do tutorial bits and how to pace that properly, because that can lose an audience instantly. There's probably plenty of examples, Stu, of games that have done that.
I've got one for the one I'm going to be talking about is one like that, but yeah, go on.
Excellent. So, Spirit of the Samurai, you walk after a couple of cutscenes, thankfully, and I've given much credit for this, by the way, skippable cutscenes. Well done. That I require you, and again, credit here, hold you to press X and hold it for a few seconds. You can't accidentally skip them as well. But skippable cutscenes, well done. Love that. Congratulations. Because, to be honest, the story's bobbins. I'm not quite sure I got what the story was trying to do. I was like, let's get me onto the gameplay. It's a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania, Dark Souls-like type thing. So I think I don't care about the story to get me into the action. Do you know, like how I get straight to the point, Stu? Like that,
Oh,
yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk along, you start the game, like, quote unquote, you walk along, and then you're like, you can run by pressing L left trigger, but you run and it makes you walk, and then it stops you, and it tells you something about the games. It tells you about your user interface, which is fine. I get that. Then you walk 2 steps, and then it tells you something else. I was like, why can't you just wait till I get to those next 2 steps? Tell me the bit you want to tell me about the spirit, and then tell me about the UI. Why tell me about the UI? Maybe two steps, and then I hate games that make you do that. Just either tell you it in a better bundle, or make it more intuitive, or give me a bit longer before you get to that next point. And there's people you could talk to, and stuff, and it gradually introduces your abilities and what you can do, and then gradually the fighting and stuff like that. The main problem I've got with it just feels very stilted. I was playing it because I had to rather than because I wanted to, and everything about it was just, this could be better. But it wasn't like, it's clearly not made as a asset flip, or I was just get a game out to make money. Clearly the developers care, and they, like, looks wise, it looks absolutely fine. Gameplay wise, it's like, I was just saying, like, I think with a bit more tweaking, a bit something, it can be something I enjoy. Take the story out of it. Stories are bobbins. I've played many games with bobbin stories that I've not cared about and still enjoyed them. This one, I just couldn't find the enjoyment from it. Everything just felt so bland. And that's a shame, because it looks nice, but gameplay wise, it just felt so bland. The interactions with characters felt bland. The fights and everything you do felt bland. The platforming, the movement, just all felt very, very bland. And that's a shame, because I feel somewhere beneath the surface there might have been a decent game. I'm not going to say, like, oh, there's a great game in there somewhere. I think there's a decent game in there, but it's otherwise, it feels like it's one of those, it'll end up in a fanatical get 3 games for £1 deal.
Yeah.
And it's just, it will end up, so you will end up with this game and not know why or how you've got it. You'll play it and go, and then that's it. That's my score out of 10. It's out of 10.
It's got
I don't want to be, I don't like being mean, and I've wanted to give it a fair shot. Not like I took the quality thing out of it. It's just, that's a pre-warning for people. It's just,
yeah. I mean, I don't, me. I'm not a big fan of Souls-like games, and I'll dip my toe in when it's
Souls-like. It's the atmosphere Souls-like more than anything.
Right. Yeah.
It's a platform game with, I don't think it knows quite what it is as well. That's the tough thing. RPG in many places as well, and it's a mixing pot of ideas that are just come together as. So my son's made a meal before, and like, he's thrown in too many different ingredients, and I've tasted it, and he's so happy because he's put all these different things in it, and I've just gone, it's fine, but don't make me that again. Yeah, that's the game.
Well,
that should be a scoring system. What noise can you make out of 10?
Does it bring out in you?
Oh,
yeah,
because there's definitely a game later that's a bit more out of 10.
That's good news. Well, yeah, I've played a lot of these kinds of things. I mean, I played for the channel. I played Eastern Exorcist.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that's a really good one, and that's got a lot of sort of RPG bits and slightly Souls-like bits, and that sounds infinitely better. And that Getsu Fumiden as well, if you remember that one. You might not, but yeah, and that's very, very Souls-like. And to a point where I wasn't a big fan, but I could recognise the quality. So that's just 2 that I've played. You know what I mean? It's like there's so much stiff competition with this stuff. You've got to stand out. You've got to be good. So yeah, sounds like a discipline.
I think had there been no other games in the genre made, I think it would have been okay, and the genre might have died a death instantly because it was okay. But because there are other examples of it doing well, so like Death's Gambit and stuff like that. What's the one with the weird cone drill head? What was he called? Can't remember what that was, but that was fun. Yeah, but there's other examples, and they were fast. Actually, they knew what they wanted to be. I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to say the word. There's Dead Cells that does the RPG thing and the leveling up and everything, and does the Metroidvania, even does the roguelike thing, and that does the mixing pot. But it takes the ideas and makes them work. Whereas this just felt again, it's just a mixing pot of stuff that's out there and done better. Oh God, I feel really bad, and I'm so sorry, devs. Because you've tried. Try again. Don't give up. You've tried. You've made a game. You've not just gone, let's just throw something out there for making money. You've not gone, look, it's a meme to try and make money. You're better than a lot of the overwhelmingly positive meme games that are out there. So don't take that as you've got no hope. You've got the core of being able to make something. This just isn't it.
No, I think that's
keep
fair.
Going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep trying.
On a more positive note, before you get to yours, because you'll do yours and I'll finish off with my game of the week. We'll call it out of 10. But other than that, in between that, I've been playing Farming Simulator 25, which, for a start, did you know there's competitive Farming Simulator tournaments that people go to? No. There's competitive farming sim. There we go. There's people make games. I think done a thing on it. I want to say it was that. It might be someone else who does long form documentary style game stuff. But yeah, there's a competitive farming simulator. I'm not going to be into competitive farming simulator because I'm not very good at it. I kind of got lost and confused a few times. But yeah, you get to do farming stuff. And it's really, really good. Actually, it's interesting. This year's version has a much better onboarding for a start, which is really, really good because the actual doing the farming stuff is it's really involved. And I think I played Farming Simulator 17 or something like that, or 19, or one of them anyway. And I played it, and it didn't really do onboarding, and I was like, oh. And if it was like that, it'd be out of 10. Whereas, this one is sound out of 10. This episode's got to be called Noises out of 10. By the way, quite clearly.
Well, it's competing hard with Hit Me Jesus One More Time for the title.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I might to make it our new scoring convention. We might actually start scoring games by noises. Because everyone needs a hook, and that could be ours. Noises out of 10 until next week when I think of something else to get bored. Anyway, Farming Simulator. It's really good. It's a hard to sell to someone and go, do you know what? This is amazing. This is why you should get it. It's a serious simulation game. So we're not like Goat Simulator or crap like that, or even Power Wash Simulator. It's a serious stuff. The models of tractors and other farm equipment is lovingly created. But it simplifies it down. So say you've got to go and pick up a bag of seeds to soil. You kind of drive near them and press a button to pick them up, and you haven't got to actually load the seeds into the tractor. But you've then got to make sure you're sowing them properly. So you press the button to bring the thing out. It's probably not a tractor. Any farming aficionados, I'm really sorry. I'm going to refer to everything that moves as a tractor. I'm really, really sorry.
Combine harvester?
Possibly, I don't know. Tractor. All right, tractor. Anything that moves with big wheels and muddy in a farm is a tractor. Okay, because the various forms of tractor. Yeah. Right, anyway, so you get your seeds and that, and you press a button and an arm comes out and it starts going pop, 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 pop with all the seeds. All realistically, after you've done the bit that churns the soil, so the tractor that churns the soil, and then the tractor that might spray the soil with nutrients. So you've done that. You then sow your seed on the farm, but try to not go down that route. You do all that, and then there's other things you might do, and you can sell your stuff, and you might have to drive to another farm or town or whatever. I think there's livestock stuff. I didn't get that deep into it because I've still got to play more of it, but it's one of those games that I know I'm going to get like really into if I really give it the time. It's just come at a time for me when it's just so much to play that I've not been able to dedicate enough time on it to know every little inch of the game. But it's really fun driving tractors of various forms.
Oh, good.
And that'll last me until, let's say, Farming Simulator 27, where you'll get a brand new combine harvester.
There you go. That's
why I was doing the tractor thing and not calling anything a combine harvester. I know what a combine harvester is, but I didn't want to refer to it as that because I was building up to that.
Well, I stepped all over your gag. Yes,
you really did. But I think
Terrible.
I brought it back. But yeah, it's sound. If you've played Farming Simulator, it's more of the same, bigger, better, bolder, more stuff in there. But as I said, there's competitive Farming Simulator. And I think they're gonna so it's like, the Street Fighter tournaments, the fighting tournament. It's basically that, but for farming. So yeah, look that up. Go down that rabbit hole if you want. But the game's absolutely sound. I really enjoy it. I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm doing. But if I don't, so unlike the previous game, whose name I've already forgot, sorry, Dev, keep trying, where I knew what I was doing but didn't enjoy it. This, I haven't got a clue, but I enjoyed it. So, you know what? Yeah, sound out of 10.
That's a win, definitely.
Now, you're going to describe your game, and you're going to give it a noise out of 10 afterwards. Let's go, Stu.
I will noise it out.
Scale. It's the Brad scale. Yeah, definitely.
It's not scientific, but I like it. So let's go with
noise
it.
Out of 10, yeah. I think we're going to go with it. That's the future. We're going to do this every week now, Stu. Sorry, it's locked in.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see.
I know I said we'd never score games, but Metacritic can't pick that up. If Metacritic can put a score, an actual numerical score out of 100 from noise out of 10, fair play to them.
Yeah. God bless them.
Anyway, what have you been? You can tell I'm getting bored, Stu, in this hospital as well. What have you been playing?
I've been playing Metal Slug Tactics, or Metal Slug Tic Tacs, as I like to call it, because I always do that with tactics games.
Metal Slug Tactics. Yes, sorry. I'm thinking Metal Gear Solid. Yes, I sent you that code. Yes, yes, right. Right, talk, Stu. Stop me talking and you talk. Sorry.
Metal Slug Tactics. Yeah. Or Metal Slug Tic Tacs.
Doesn't sound right as a title.
It does throw you off, doesn't it? Sometimes.
It thinks Metal Gear Tactics works. Metal Slug Tactics doesn't work as a title.
Yeah, maybe not. But does it work as a game? Stu. Yeah, does it work as a game? That's the question.
I mean, you've been going constantly, and I've just had to have one word, but you carry on. Go on.
Right. Thanks. But, yeah, does it work as a game? Well, what is it first? So, I mean, it kind of puts it right out there that it's Metal Slug, but it's a tactics game version. I mean, it doesn't get a lot more depth than that, but that's only the title. In terms of the game itself, does it have more depth than that? Yeah, it does, which is great. So, as you might expect, you have a grid-based tactics system, and you have to maneuver your 3 characters around. So you choose 3 from a wide pool. Well, it starts off with only 3 to choose from, but you get more characters as you go along, and you position on them on the map, and then you have to go off into battle with the various fellas that you see in the original games. And it looks very, very similar. It doesn't quite have the nuance and beauty of the original games, which were quite exceptional, but it still looks good. It does, and it's nice enough. So you place your characters, you fight. You've got special weapons, regular weapons. You've got buffs that you can use on a cooldown, all of that sort of stuff. It's got a couple of things that make it stand out from the pack, because you've got to, because obviously there's a billion tactics games out there. And the 2 things that immediately make it a difference, make a difference is, firstly, you've got a synchronicity system. I'm not sure what it's called, but basically, if your grid lines intersect when you're attacking an enemy, so if you're if it's on a crossway between you and one of your teammates, then
you're facing one way and someone's facing the other way, and you pass intersect kind of thing.
Well, if you imagine it like on a grid and the enemy intersects between the way that you're both facing, but it can be at different spaces on the grid. Then they will fire as well. As long as you use your regular weapon, they will fire also. So you get like a free attack basically. And also, the further you travel on your go, so the more squares you travel, the more of these adrenaline points you get. And adrenaline points are like special move points, and the more you get, the quicker you can use your special moves. So that kind of synchronicity thing and the moving as far as you can thing, they really push you to be an offensive player. So it doesn't have this kind of typical kind of you sit back, you hide in cover. It's very much go on the offensive kind of a game.
But so I call it a twat as you're attacking.
Yeah. That was very offensive.
Really offensive. So, yeah.
C-word kind of stuff. Yeah. But no. Exactly. But yeah, so it's got that, which is great. And it's also got a thing where it's a bit roguelike, which, I sort of hesitantly say is, I hesitantly say is a good idea, but it's a good and a bad idea, which we'll come to. But I'll say the good side is that you can, I think, do the game quite quickly, the whole thing through, by being quite, intelligent, planning well, doing all your tactics stuff well. So that's me screwed. But but you kind of, you earn XP and you spend the XP on like extra weapons and extra abilities and stuff like that, giving you more of a chance. This makes it very
basically
replayable.
Until you get to press button to win stage. Upgrade until then. Yeah,
I'm sure it'll get to that at some point. But yeah, it's very well balanced at the moment. So yeah, I mean, all of that works really, really well. I mean, there's some detractors that I'm not sure 100% that the roguelike thing means that it has much freedom, because if you set it up that way in a tactics game, which is always so specific, it's very difficult to get it to have the right balance, and the game does feel a bit weighted against you. Like it's very difficult, and you have to do things. Sometimes you have to do things a very particular way to win, which is a bit restrictive. But there's also it's two sides of the same coin, because it can be good because you can be like, I've figured out how the devs want to do it. You want me to do it. If you like that, that's fine. I happen to like that. For me, that's fine. So there's that. There's also a ton of bugs, which isn't great. So they've squished a lot of them, but it runs terribly on my laptop, and it's a very basic game. So it's not very well optimized. It even crashed it. So I had a hard crash on my laptop, which is a pain in the ass.
Not good.
Yeah, no, not great. The dialogue is mistranslated sometimes. The onboarding, like you were mentioning before with yours, with mine, terrible.
That game we can't remember yet.
Spirit of the Samurai, but only because I got it written down. But the onboarding is awful. You're kind of not really given the right instructions, and then you're either given them and you don't have a chance to use them, or vice versa. And it's quite opaque what you're supposed to do with certain things. So the onboarding is awful, and it's kind of sort of trial and error, and like you were saying, some people will bounce off it because of that, because it's just very badly done, which is a shame, because like the game itself, I went in thinking, I don't think I'm going to like this, especially because I have to use mouse and keyboard, because it's terrible on Steam Deck. I wouldn't even bother trying it on Steam Deck, especially as the text is way too small as well.
That should never be the case with a game that looks like that.
No, it shouldn't. So it's got a few strikes knocking it back, but in spite of that, I've really been enjoying it. And it's just because it's got some really clever ideas. It looks pretty, which isn't that important, but coming from such a pretty pedigree, it's got to look good, and it does look good, and it does have that Metal Slug atmosphere. So that is good. But it's a little bit innovative. It doesn't like strike out across the tundra of brand newness or whatever, but it does enough newish kind of stuff to make it, a little bit different. And yeah, if you can get past the weirdness and stuff like that and the onboarding, like watch a YouTube video before you play it for the first time, I'm really enjoying it. It's really good.
Is it on console as well?
I think it is, yeah.
Switch and stuff.
Yeah, I think it is.
So I'm wondering if it might be better to buy it on Steam, so you buy it legitimately, then download the Switch ROM and then play it via Regic emulator on EmuDeck on Steam Deck, and that might be a better experience.
Maybe I've not really played around with it on Steam very much on the deck. I
might try the Switch ROM.
Yeah,
it might. If it works, and if it does, I'll buy it on Steam.
Yeah, I tried it out early on, I think before bug fixes, and I didn't. It was crashing, and it wasn't like the movement wasn't responding properly and things like that.
Yeah.
And so if I went back to it might actually be a bit better, but yeah.
But talking of tactics games, actually, this isn't even a segue into my theme, by the way. Sorry, before we go, noise out of 10.
I'd say for the noise out of 10, it's a
all right. Okay.
It's on the uplift, it's a
Yeah.
No,
not quite sure what to give it out of 10. That's that noise for me.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure what to. Yeah.
There's enough of the higher pitched kind of uplift bit for it to be better than average. It's definitely higher than average.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. But yeah, talking of which, you played a while back Phoenix Point. And
I did.
You sold it to me either because you loved it or because of something you said. But I picked up, never really got around to playing it fully. Did you like it? I can't remember. I think you did.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
Yeah. Right. Well, did you know they've done there's a mod that's a complete overhaul mod that turns it into some kind of weird horror game type thing?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll send you the link about it, right? But honestly, right, I want you to have a little try of that, and see if you can get it, if it works on Steam Deck and stuff like that as well, the mod, because the game runs okay on Steam Deck. I remember because I've only ever played it on Steam Deck and it was fine. But apparently, it's a really amazing overhaul type thing. But yeah, check. I'll find the link or I will send it to you. But check that out. So I know you like the game, so I love mods that do that completely take the original game, mod it, so it's still technically the same game, but just change it completely.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
All into that. Also on the Metal Slug thing, again, bravo devs for taking a world that exists in a series that exists and doing something different with it, whether it works fully or not. Kudos for doing it. And bad translations, hey, I'm all here for it. Don't matter to me.
I mean, there's not much sort of important dialogue in it, so it's not one of the most important things.
Slug for crying out loud. I didn't know there was a law.
No, it's just a bit sloppy. That's all it is. But it's
walk right, shoot shit. Was the original, so
that was the original.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on to something that's not tactics. No, it's not. So do you remember I said to you, Stu, like, I want to see more games in the genre of drop shit into stuff and turn it into a roguelike deck builder because I really like Dungeon Crawler.
Yep.
Well, you'll never guess what's come out already. Another, let's drop shit that's in the arcades and turn it into a video game roguelike dungeon crawler.
Wow.
That's not the noise out of 10, by the way. That's not the noise. I mean, it could be. We'll see at the end. Ballionaire. Not to be confused with Billionaire by Bruno Mars. Ballionaire. Not by Bruno Mars.
Good name.
Raw Fury. Yeah, Raw Fury. So we're on to something decent at least if we're talking Raw Fury. They have got a track record, a good track record. Anyway, so Pachinko. Obviously, the absolute bane of Konami, because, like, you say Pachinko, you think Konami, I think Pachinko's bad. Pachinko's not bad. The actual idea of, like, dropping a ball into something, going beep, 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 beep. Honestly, ADHD, oh my God, I love it, right? It's amazing watching balls go beep, 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 beep. Anyway, someone's turned that into a dungeon crawling roguelike deck builder. How, you may ask? Stu? How? Of course, yes.
How?
I will answer that question. So basically, you drop a ball in and it goes bing, 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 bing. But what you can also do is draw a card and it gives you objects you can place in the let's call it a pachinko machine. They're not. It's more like a Peggle World type thing, where it's not actually a machine. It's like it's set. Anyway, and you draw a card and it might go, oh, you've drawn a cactus, and you plop the cactus on anywhere on the board. And that cactus has certain characteristics, buffs, things that it does that give you score. So you get, for every little peg you hit, you get $1. And it goes B, 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 B. You might pick up $20 by the time it falls. If you hit the cactus, it destroys your ball, so it doesn't get to the bottom, but it gives you $40 or whatever. Okay, so really, really clever. So you do that, and you might put another cactus. You might have one like you might be able to drop on like a tomato or other food items. You collect all the food items as you go down. Beep, 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 beep. They don't do anything first of all, but you could get a frying pan. Drop the food as you go past. If you hit the frying pan and you carry the food items, you get X score for how many things you're doing. You're carrying. So you might go beep, 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 and you might get $20 times 5 because you're carrying 5 different food items and you've hit the frying pan. Like, so score goes up, and you build up all your little things you drop on. And as your ball goes down, you might have something give you multiple balls. That put like you get one where if you've got it, ice cubes, you put it on, and that's a limited effect. And for 3 turns, it throws water balls up. And you might have like your cactuses, if they're hit by a water ball, have a different effect. You kind of like when you first played it, and like you're not unlocking much. You're like, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. So unlike Dungeon Crawler, where I think from the second you start playing it, it clicks and you go, got it, okay, yeah. So if I throw in metal stuff and I get a magnet, I'll pick up more metal stuff, and that's going to do the damage. This hasn't quite got that. So you've really got to play it a lot to build up and unlock things. And the unlocks are brilliant, Stu. You go to a vending machine. So once you've gone through a run, you'll get like, I'll give a free unlock. You put a credit card in a vending machine, press a button, and it drops a ball and gives you an unlock. Love it. That's great UI. That's great user experience. Love that crap. Yeah, really well done. Rather than just going, oh, you've got unlocks. Oh, you've unlocked a choice of these. That's boring. Vending machines. Stick it in everything. It's great. Not EA though, because I know what EA will do, or Ubisoft. Don't. You 2K. Stay back from vending machines. Indies vending machines to unlock shit. Do it. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you build your synergy. So I mentioned cactuses. So you've got this thing you do, and if it doesn't get hit, it gives you $200 times however many plant. They're called triggers. I think you put down is called a trigger. That's the word I was thinking of. So you get $200 times however many plant items are around it. Okay, and then but you can put like trees and other things there, and trees give you more money for the longer they age. So what you do is this is the synergy you try to build. So you put like this thing that I really can't remember what the thing is, but you put it down, you cover the top of it, or as much as if you can with cactuses, which destroy balls to stop it getting hit. And then you try and put in a couple of trees which age and stuff. And then what happens is the ball comes down, and the trigger in the middle might have 9 plant items around it, all protected by the cactuses. So it gives you like $2,000 in one hit. But then you can get other things that enhance so the trees are plants, but they're also called ages because their age adds up over time. And you get another thing that goes, any adjacent ages get a 3 times bonus, and all things like that. So you build up your synergies like you would in Slay the Spire. And I said, where it's not quite as obvious to start with, once it clicks, oh my God, it clicks. And like the first level you've got to beat to unlock the rest of the game. Part of me was going, this is crap. You can't just have one level that you can only play and that's it. But I get why, because as soon as the synergy's here, I moved on to the next level, which is a different shape, and absolutely kicked its ass. Because I was using things to bounce back, to create other synergies, to do that, to do this, to do that. Because there's another one that's a shop that then you drop anything that's carryable. Like when I mentioned the tomatoes and stuff earlier, they're carryables. There's other carryables you can get. Anything carryable goes into the shop and it stores them. And then eventually, if you do something else, another trigger, it lets them all go and gives you a massive score. So you're able to build up massive score. And like you go from, you've got to hit a score of $500 to start with to pay rent. I don't know why you've got to pay rent, but you've got to pay rent. You've got to hit $500 to pay rent. Right, you've done that. You've now got X turns to hit $1,500, and that builds up to eventually $500,000. But you're building your debt, you're adding your things in, and you just create, like, you end up dropping one ball and just creating this absolute avalanche of water balls and fireballs and spikes, and there's like things in there that are enemies, and you hit them. Every time you hit them, you create damage, and you can create synergies with those, and synergies upon synergies. And honestly, it is so addictive. Like, honestly, if you play that a dungeon crawler alone, you're never going to play anything else ever again, because you just get so addicted to it. I have to pull myself away. It is really, really good, but not as instant as Dungeon Crawler.
Sounds like a corker. Actually tempted myself to get that.
You will be frustrated to start. That's the only thing I will say. You will be frustrated to start because it's slow to unlock stuff. Just play through it. Eventually, you'll get enough things unlocked that create your synergies. And that's the only thing I would say. It doesn't really it doesn't explain what a trigger is or stuff like that. It doesn't explain. You have to kind of work out. And that might have just been me going, like, press the button to start dropping balls and missing a load of stuff. You might not have that, but I kind of went, like, let's just like drop the balls. Ding, 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 ding. So yeah. Honestly, ball in there is oh my god, ding 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 out of 10.
yeah, it had to be, really, didn't it? It had to be.
It's so good. So someone's got to do the coin pusher version next. We're really missing a trick by not doing a coin pusher where you basically, it's exactly the same as Ballionaire. Call it Coinionaire, but billionaire coin, something like that, whatever. Obviously, don't just rip it off, but just do coins where you use your deck to put different types of coins in, and that all has an effect. Drops that release more. Anyway, yeah, I think we actually did it last week, and someone's made. I mean, they might be making it now as we speak, but yeah, coin pusher next. Just get me completed it, because Ballionaire is amazing. Dungeon Crawler is amazing. Video games are amazing.
Yeah, it's been a good year.
Not apart from that. I mean, I say that harsh. They tried, and I'm happy for them to try. Make something else. Use this. Get better. Okay, do that. Also, get away from quality.
Yeah, everyone should do that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to upset the PR person because I've really gone in on quality a bit. But there's reasons, historical reasons, personal reasons. I don't know if the wider world really cares. And they're probably just going to want to pay the precinct when that comes out, because that looks pretty good. But yeah, anyway, Spirit of Samurai. Yeah. Was that what it was called? Samurai Spirit? Spirit of Samurai?
Spirit of Samurai, yeah.
Farming Simulator 25 and Ballionaire, along with a bit of Metal Gear Slug Tactics. That's quite a mix of games that can keep you going. People say, whenever people go, oh, there's nothing to play, it's been a shit year. Nah, mate, come on. It's
been very solid.
I love Balatro. Yeah, I love Balatro. I'm glad it's won, but boy, there's a lot more out there than Balatro that can run it close.
Yeah, it's been a very good year.
Yes, it has. And I'm waiting for Balatro to get its Batman crossover. I'm surprised it hasn't yet. It's in Cyberpunk now. Don't know how, but it's in Cyberpunk.
That's weird.
Yeah, why not? Hey, why not? Right, Cyberpunk's been out a while. It's had its serious phase. Have some fun. Do whatever. If you're going to stick shit in your game, do weird crossovers that mean absolutely nonsensical. Like you got your Keanu Reeves, Metal Johnny Arm, or whatever he's called. Have fun with your game. Get it out. If it's a serious game, get it out for a bit and then go fun with it. Have some fun. Why not? Because fun's great. And I'm home soon. And I've got a leg. You haven't got a metal leg. I've got a metal leg.
Strange flex, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I don't even know where I'm going with all of this. Just video games are great. Life is great at the moment for me. I'm really I'm really in a positive place, and it feels really weird. We might talk about that more when I'm home and properly set up. But yeah, I'm just still buzzing from having an amputation, which is a really weird sentence. And it sounds like I've literally just come round and I've been on whatever they've given me to put me to sleep. But it was like a month and a half ago, Stu, and I'm still sort of like, yeah, I'm just like, everything's great.
Yeah, I'm so glad. It's
I know.
not necessarily what you'd expect, but definitely a cause for celebration.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't recommend having your leg chopped off as a way to improve your mental health, but the things that can help you can come from anywhere. So honestly, don't dismiss anything. If you have something that feels like it's going to be a massive negative in your life, you never know what it can do and what it can turn around. It's so yeah. No one could. You don't ever think that an amputation is going to cause you to have a better turn in life. But it's exactly what's happened. I'm out the private rental game. I'm into housing. There's a future. I feel healthier than I've done for like 20 odd years. And I've got a metal leg. And if anyone pisses me off, I can kick them and it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, straight in the junk.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that. I was thinking just in the shin. But yeah.
Oh, no. You're thinking too low.
No, I can get my leg that high now as well. Interesting. But with that, before I give away all my ideas, Stu, I'm going to shut up now. Was there anything you wanted to say? I always do this. I always go to do the ending bit. I'll never go, Stu. Is there anything you want to say beforehand? But is there anything you want to say, Stu?
Not really. No, just that I've got a cold this week, so I've not been my usual bright self. But I'm powering on through. And
I seemingly have enough energy to light up the Eastern Seaboard. Is that what they say? The Eastern Seaboard?
They do.
Where is that? Is that America?
That's America. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
anyway.
Yeah.
But, anyway, this episode is a out of 10.
Yeah.
It's definitely yeah.
Well,
up, Stu.
I will definitely wind it up now. I'll see if I can do the outro without cocking it up. I'm not making any promises. So as usual, follow us on the socials. Make sure that you're checking out our content on the website. Join Discord if you want to chat. And in the meantime, until next week, stay safe and stay sane.